These guys are going around. You can see that this is actually the male, the female. These two are the males. So they are nudging on this guy. Yes, you see that that's splash. That was the release of eggs and sperms at the same time. The sperm should call them males. So that's them spawning. These guys are spawning, actually. They're actually spawning. Okay, so with this mix, the reality is that this is a Deutsche, and this is also this is scale. This is scaleless. Let me put it easily. This is scaleless. So I'm hoping to get a mix of this, and then also some black and dark gold colored kois. That's what I'm hoping to get. Okay, yes. So I do more of natural spawning. I would allow them to spawn on their own. I would allow them to spawn on their own for a very long time till they get tired. Then try and see if the female still has eggs. If the female still has eggs, then I do the artificial method. Yeah. So mostly I allow them to spawn on their own. Okay, I'm trying to get a question. If you do artificial, tell who to buy. Yes, exactly. Yes, if I do um, artificial, I'll be able to use a specific meal. Yeah, and know which ones are. But right now, I don't really mind because I want to be able to get a mix or whatever that will come out of these guys. You see, this is a Deutsche Sankey. Yeah, and it's a beautiful one. I was actually supposed to use a Deutsche Kuhaku, but the male wasn't ready, so I had to use these two. Thanks a lot for the tip. Yeah. It's interesting. It's interesting what you get when you put these colors together. What you also get. Yeah, I'm not looking at getting a specific color, but or pattern. Yeah, I'm looking at uh, what I'll get. Like, I just want to see what I'll get from these guys. Yes, definitely I'll get combination of this and this, and then I'll also get a combination of the black and white and then the female. So you can see the female is the Deutsche Sankey. This one, this particular one. This is the female. This is a male. This is a male. Yeah, yeah. Thanks for joining. Yeah. What do you get from skills and scalers? Oh, interesting. I have some fry. Should I say about they're about 2 months old, and um, the skill and the skillers. You tend to get some being skill, and then you get some lovely skillers too. You get both. You actually get both varieties for this. Yeah, I have one that I did in February. I did one in February, and I got some interesting colors. Um, very, very interesting colors. So the skill and skillless, you tend to get some very interesting varieties out of them. Um, there are some that are purely skillless. There are some that have skills on their lateral line, and then there are some that also have skills, and they will be Sankey or Kohaku. Interesting. Yeah. So this one here, I'm going to get Kohaku out of them. Some are going to be Deutsche Kohaku. That is the skillless Kohaku. And then some are also going to be skilled Kohaku. Some are going to be skilled Sankey. Some are going to be what's the word? Deutsche Sankey. So, and then we can also get some dark colors as well. Some even as some looking like silver, and then with some dark gold. All I know is Guaku and Sankey and shoes can be crossed. Not sure on any other color or skill types. Oh, okay, okay, okay. I get you. I get you. I get you. I get you. Yeah. I will upload. I will upload the babies from the previous one soon, so you see what you get out of it. These guys, I'm going to upload the variety of their babies, so you see. Yeah, I'm actually. I actually wanted to use a skillless for this particular female, but the male came in too late. It was stressed out, and I couldn't use it. And I'm on timeline. We have prepared the mud pond for these the babies from this already. So then I decided that look, let's go ahead and then use these guys. Yeah. Sure. I'll share the results. I'm certainly sure that from now till about 3 months, we're going to see the first batch, because when we do this in about 3 months' time, we get them being at about 3 to 4 inches. Yeah, we get them to be about three. Wow, you guys are now going bonkers. Wow. So, yes, I'll still be looking at what I'll get. If you have any question, have you ever tried shredded rope or rice bag as breeding materials? I see you use onward and jungle boughs. Okay, so yes, I have used I've tried shredded rope like you're saying. I've tried it before. The only problem is that it's here, the weather conditions here, they easily get damaged. And like when there's dry season and there's rainy season, these things easily get dried up. Yeah. So these ones I grow them specifically for spawning, and these are very good. These ones catch the eggs so well. So well that, yeah. And what I do is that as they are laying, as they are spawning, what I do is I would actually take these out and then bring in new materials. So I'll take these out into some fresh water, which I've prepared, and then I'll bring them new ones so that they continue their spawning. It doesn't disturb them. This was here. I brought these ones. They've started spawning on this. Very soon I'll take this out, bring in some new ones. They will still be spawning because they have about 3 hours of spawning to do. They started about an hour ago. Yeah, let me see. I see. Yeah, I was seeing for a rope like that. Yeah. Sure. So the ropes and the those ones that if you watch my videos, you will see some in there. I did it and then I tied them on ropes. I used PVC, then it sinks down. It was good. It's good. It was really good. They like it, especially if the color If it's not too white and all that, they enjoy it. They spawn on it very well. Both goldfishes and koi's. Yeah. Right now, I don't want to disturb them. I would have shown you some of the eggs. I want to leave them to spawn more before I take these ones out. I'll take this out and then I'll bring in fresh ones. Fresh ones. Yeah. I have, let me see. I have a question. Have you ever used the milk to strip sticky nature of eggs? And you can use the juice into this girls. No, not at all. Not at all. I don't know about that. I'm hoping to learn. I have no idea about that. I have no idea about that. So how do you do it? How do you do it? You use what? No need to do anything. Sure. But sometimes, as we are in this hobby, you get to see new things and then you want to know about it. It doesn't necessarily mean I would have to do it. Yes, this has worked for me so much, a lot. So I stick with what makes my hobby easy. I stick to what makes my hobby easy. Yeah. But anything I see, I get to. I try to learn about it. There are new things I see all the time. All the time. Most people prefer to do artificial spawning, because in artificial spawning that I have done, you get a lot. You get a lot of babies. But the reason why the hatching rate for artificial is mostly very high. But the reason why I choose to go with this is that even with this, you get a lot. Like you get a lot of babies that you are unable to keep all. So why not? Why not allow them to enjoy themselves on their own? Google search Kentucky University koi breeding. Okay. I'll do that. You're such a lovely person. Thanks. I'll do that. Do you breed yourself? You also breed or something? If I'm correct, I remember you post. I don't know if I remember someone posting some very beautiful captures, very clean videos some time back. I don't know if that's you. Sorry. Yeah, there's some eggs there. Please. And the truth is that when your koi's are big like this, they tend not to be too active like the very small ones that spawn. The very small ones that spawn are crazy. Sorry. They're about to release. Yeah, that's it. Oh, okay. So this setup here is purely an aquaponics system. It's an aquaponics system, so you hear the splash from time to time. Yeah. It falls down, it slows down, then it starts up all again. Here we don't have the machines and stuff, so I use what I have, and I always tell people, go with what you have. When you go online, you are tempted to feel like you're very, very, very useless, but you need to do with what you have. Let me show you, I have a bucket filter. This is purely a bucket filter. Going on here, when I have rocks, these are just regular rocks, and then my mint growing. I just harvested them 3 days ago. Harvested the entire mint and froze them. I froze them up and then bagged them after they were frozen. So it comes out here. It comes out here and it aerates the water. But I have a pump also continuously aerating the water for them. Yeah. Yes. Okay. I'll do that. Let me even, as I'm talking to you, as I'm live, I'm even going to check them out right now. I'm going to check them out. Yeah, okay, the YouTube channel. That's KSUA. Kentucky. Okay. KSUA Aquaculture. Trying to get something. See, yeah. So I've gotten it down. I'll check them out. Seriously, it's interesting to learn all the time. Very interesting to learn all the time. So this for those that have just come in, this is the female. These are the males. These two are the males. And I'm allowing these guys do their own thing. Okay. I'm allowing them do their own thing. I'm just doing the natural spawning. Yeah. As they spawn. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I will allow them do their own thing. If you have any questions, you can ask. I am not a professional breeder. I am just a hobbyist, and we enjoy doing our own thing. Please, as many questions you want to, you can ask. Please do feel free. Just feel free. So long as I'm live, that means I am open for discussions. I'm open for questions. So go ahead. Yes. So I'll show you where I keep the parents. As they are spawning here, these are the steps that I follow. As they are spawning in here, what I do is that I would take some of the plants, bring in new plants again, and they continue. Then these are some of the plants here. These are some of the plants that I'll be using for the spawning. Yeah. And what happens is that I'm pouring in fresh water here, which is even enough now. I'm pouring in fresh water here. So some of the plants will come here. but the parents will come in here. This is the parents' phone. This is the parents' phone. Currently, I have just two of them in here. This is the parents' phone. Yes. They also have their own filter. They also have their own filter here. You can see the mints. You can see the mints. Yeah. It goes in here, goes out, back into them. See? So this is actually the parents' pond. This is where the parents will come to. Where they are is just a spawning area. That's just a spawning area. Yeah. So let me see. Okay, if I get your question right, so what I do is that I keep them together. I keep them together, and if it's time for me to breed, if it's time, let me tell you this. Sometimes the best is to keep the male away about 2 weeks minimum. When you want to breed, you keep the male away from them. You separate them. And then sometimes you look, when the female has kept so much eggs, you said, how do you know they are ready to lay eggs? You see, the female you see here, you can see that the belly is round. You can see that the belly is round. After they have done spawning, you realize that the belly becomes a bit straight. It becomes slender, like it's kind of tells you that she's out of eggs. The same way, when the body gets round, that alone tells you that she is ready to lay eggs. And when they are ready to lay eggs, you create the environment, you create the atmosphere for them. Yes. If the weather, what I have been doing is that if the weather is cold, all they need is their water temperature to get hot. And if the weather is hot, what they need is for their water temperature to get cold. So a switch in their water temperature, the moment you put anything like this in their water, any spawning material in their water, these guys spawn. That is it. That is it. I have come to realize that so long as you kept them in a pond and you haven't given them spawning materials, they don't spawn. They remain in there with the eggs for a long while, and when you are ready, the moment anything, if you mistakenly drop plants in there, they will just spawn. Yes, that's what they do. Yeah, I don't know if I've answered most of your questions. Yeah. If you're clear about it. So they do. And then also, okay, yes, I use 2 males for 1 female because it helps with fertility rates. It helps with fertility rates when you use 2 males and then 1 female, you get high fertility rates. Yes, if you want to use 1 male, then your male should be younger than these guys. Your male should be the small types. Those ones, look, they're so good. They will fertilize the eggs very well. Yeah. So yes, I normally would use two males. I'll normally use 2 males. Yeah. Okay, yes, I understand if you don't have plans for breeding until they don't breed, but it's best to keep male trees away from females, then put them together. Yes, it's best. When you separate the males from the females and then you put them together, it's like they've missed each other. And you get the magic very easily. These ones were apart for like months because I kept the female alone. I kept the female alone for a very long time, fed it very well, and then today I put them together just about 18 hours ago. It was here at the moment. It's 3 a.m. It's 3 a.m. Yeah, it's 3 a.m. here. So I put them. It was around 11, between the hours of 10 and 11 a.m. yesterday, I would say. That was when I put them together. Yes, and so after that's about 14 hours. Yeah, that's after about 14 hours. Here they are. Here they are spawning. Do you think if you had put the cohaprid male that wasn't ready with them, will the other male just gone trigger him? Oh no, he could have actually done the work. Yes, he would have. But looking at the way he was stressed, let's just say if it had taken longer in the bag, it would have died. So I didn't want to stress it again at all. Normally, these guys, when you revive them and they are okay and they are swimming around, you put them in the breeding, they would breed. Yes, they would. But I didn't want to stress that male. I didn't want to. Yes, I've had a situation where you've done that, and then in about 2 days you see that the fish is gone. The fish is gone. Yeah. I'm glad I'm able to answer your questions from my experience. Though I'm not a professional, from my experience, I'm glad I'm able to. Sorry. What do you newborn koi's? Okay, so newborn koi's. I love to prepare some Daphnia. I prepare some Daphnia. I if I get the opportunity to use the live one, I do. But mostly with Daphnia that we breed here, we store them as frozen. We store them frozen in cubes, and then what we do is that in the early stages we hatch brine shrimp. We hatch brine shrimps for them. And then we feed the brine shrimps from day 4. Day 4, when they've hatched, after they've hatched, from day 4 we start feeding. And then let's say from day about a week after they hatch, after we've started. So let's say on their 10th day after hatching, we start giving them the frozen Daphnia. Another thing we do is that sometimes we prepare the mud pond, we fertilize the mud pond, and then we realize that there are some organisms that come in there, like some tiny insects that come in there, very tiny. And after they've hatched, we just send them to the mud ponds and we get them to eat on that. Then we start feeding them the powdered feed. Yeah, Moina. Yeah, Moina. I think for here, what I have is Daphnia, but some people say Moina is the same as Daphnia. But for me, I have Daphnia. Yes, I have Daphnia. Daphnia is what I use. Yes. But the truth is, most of the time you prepare your mud ponds. If you are growing them in mud ponds, you prepare the mud pond. Yeah, let's say you use poultry droppings. If you have poultry droppings, you spread it in your mud pond. Let's say my pond is 100 foot by 80 foot, so I drop in about 25 kg bags of droppings. That's poultry droppings. I drop about 4 bags in there, and then I pour in fresh water into the pond. I allow it to sit there for about a week, and after the week I pour in another fresh water. Then the babies can go in. the babies can go in. So as I speak, the pond is prepared. So hopefully in about a week, we are going to send the fry, that is the koi babies, we're going to send them into the mud pond, and they are going to feed on the organisms that come out of the cured. What we do is that we have them there, stored there for a very long time. Sometimes we have them, the poultry manure, we have them there for like over 3 months, 6 months, and we don't use fresh ones, and we don't use we use the manure, the ones that people use, wood shavings. When they use the wood shavings under them, yes, those are the ones that we put in there, because it will just decay into the soil and then help enrich the water. Yes, and when you do that, trust me, these guys grow so fast. Sometimes you get 4 inches within 10 weeks. You get 4 inches within 10 weeks if they are not overcrowded. Infusoria, yes, you're right, yes. So when you use the poultry manure, you get the infusoria, and then sometimes I intentionally pour in a lot of the daphnia, So when you realize that your infusoria is so much, you pour in a lot of daphnia so that they would also breed, and by the time your koi fry grow, after feeding on both the koi and the daphnia, feed on the infusoria, and by the time the koi fry get a little bigger, they start consuming the daphnia. So I love the mud pond system. If you can get your hands on moina, try adding it to the ponds. 1 week after you add poultry manure, allow a week for the moina to mature, and then add fry. Definitely. So as I was saying, I don't know if the daphnia and moina are the same. Yeah, but what I do is that after the pond has been fertilized, and after a week, you realize that you have a lot of white stuff in there. Like, if you have the eye, if you're an ordinary person, you go there, you don't see anything. Yeah, but if you have the eye, you get there, you realize that there is a lot of infusoria growing in there. Then you add the daphnia. Okay. Then it will be difficult for me to get moina. Sorry, I haven't gotten moina yet, so I use the daphnia for that. I'm hoping as we go on. I started this hobby 10 years ago. No, not 10 years. I started 2017. So this year May was 9 years. Yeah. So it was just this year that I saw tubifex worms here in my local environment. I have been searching for them like crazy. It was just this year that I got some. So hopefully I get moina. Hopefully. Yeah. But the daphnia works, especially if I know maybe moina are kind of more smaller, and that's what people say. I don't know. Yeah. So yeah, moina are much smaller. Okay. So you confirmed it than brown sheep, and often better as first food. Okay. So the truth is, that's why it's easier to fertilize the pond so that the infusoria build up very well. When the infusoria builds up very well, when infusoria builds up very well, you get to the fishes shoots like if you say they grow, it's an understatement. The fry they shoot when you have infusoria in there, and then you have the daphnia